In this video, we're going to take a look at how to use percents. Now, before we get into examples, we need to keep in mind a few things. First of all, if you have a problem that has percents in it, you will almost always want to find the percent of the number that's given. And for your answer, you will want a number without a percent. We also need to keep in mind that the word of almost always means to multiply, and that the word percent literally means divide by 100. With these things in mind, we're ready to go ahead and take a look at a few examples. There are several different ways that we can solve problems with percentages. I'm going to give you three options, and this is not necessarily the only three options, but these are the three that I use in my classroom. And so we'll start with option 1, or what I call option 1. For our example, we're going to do 20% of 180. Now there are two things we need to take care of here. We need to take care of the of, and we need to take care of the percent. So in my class, option 1 means we're going to take care of this of first. So 20% of 180 means 20% times 180. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that multiplication first. So we need to figure out what 180 times 20 is. Now, multiplying by 20 is just like multiplying by 2, but then we'll have an extra 0 at the end. So we're just going to go ahead and throw a 0 in to start with, and then go straight on to the 2. So 2 times 0 is 0, and 2 times 8 is 16. Carry the 1, and then 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So we get 3,600. Now, since I have not done anything to cancel out or get rid of this percent sign, it's going to tag along to that answer. Now, I am going to replace percent with what it means. So 3,600% means 3,600 divided by 100. Now, if we remember our shortcut for dividing by 100, this means I just got to move the decimal on 3,600 2 times, and since I'm dividing, it's going to get smaller. So my decimal would be right here. Move it once, move it twice. If I put the new decimal right there, that would make my answer 36. And that's option 1. For option 2, we're going to take care of the percent sign to start with. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a separate problem where I just take care of my percentage, so 20%. And so 20% means 20 divided by 100. Now, for option 2, we're going to take this and turn it into a decimal. So just like before, I'm going to move the decimal 2 times, so once, twice, which means I'm going to have a decimal right there in front of that 2. So we're going to make this 0.2. Now, back to the original problem. Instead of 20%, I'm going to replace it with what I just discovered it's the same as. So 0.2. Now instead of we're going to write what it's the same as, times, and then, well, 180 is still 180. A little bit of scratch work now to solve this problem. So this is 180 times 0.2. So 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 8 is 16. Carry the 1. And then finally, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Now remember, when we're multiplying decimals, we need to count up all the decimal places. So 180 does not have any decimal places, but 0.2 has one decimal place, which means my answer needs to have a grand total of one decimal place, making this 36.0, or if I simplify that, the answer just becomes 36, just like in option 1. And that's how we do option 2. Finally, option 3 is like option 2, where we're going to take care of the percent first. So we got 20% down here, which is 20 divided by 100. But this time, I'm going to take my 20 divided by 100, and instead of making a decimal, I'm going to turn this into a fraction, which then I can reduce 20 and 100 by 20. So 20 to reduce by 20 is 1. 100 reduced by 20 is 5. So 20% is 1/5. So come back up here to the original problem. Instead of 20%, I know that that is 1/5. Instead of, I know that that is times. And then finally, 180, well, 180 is 180, but since I've got a fraction here, let's just go ahead and throw that over 1, so that way we have a fraction times a fraction. So now we multiply our fractions. 1 times 180 is 180 over 5 times 1 is 5. And now I need to simplify this fraction. Well, fractions mean division, so we're going to do a little scratch work here and we're going to divide. So 180 in the box, because the first number or the top number in a division problem always goes first, or goes into the box, excuse me, and then the 5 goes on the outside. So 5 goes into 1 0 times. 5 now goes into 18 3 times, and 3 times 5 is 15. 18 minus 15 is 3. And then I bring down my 0. Now 5 goes into 30 6 times. And since 6 times 5 is 30, I know it goes in evenly, so I'm just going to stop there with my division. So my answer, and I know this comes as a great surprise after the last two options, is 36. And that's how we do option 3.